Going, guys. Where I'm almost done working on the engine bay. It's been a while. I do this every day off I get, or sometimes I get busy and I'm not able to work on it. Well, I already took care of everything I needed to do. I fixed all the rust, including there. You can see right here, there's a patch. I need to go back in there and grind it, but I'm going to do that when I do body work. I put in the new tray, battery tray in. I still need to go in here and do some touch-ups in the corner. But there are panel sealer in between the gaps, like here and here, all the way through to up in there. But today's video is not going to be about that. Today is pretty much going to be welding up the last piece, this AC, where the AC or the fan went. This is pretty much going to be the last piece I'm going to do today, and then the rest is going to be body work, sanding, primering, all that good stuff. And then I could get to assemble all the new parts that I got, start making brake lines, etc. But I had to take off the hood because I'm going to cut off this ridge that you see. I'm going to go cut it right at the edge so it could be flush. So I'm going to take off the fender. I got the hood right here that I took off. And so yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to do on this video. Is just weld up this spot right here. I need to go in here and see, like you see this, I don't want that to catch on fire when I'm welding. Okay, so I ended up taking off the fender, the head, they're over there. So I'm gonna set up my grinder and stuff, so that way, like I said, I'm just gonna cut out the outer lip of the circle, and then I'm gonna try to make it flush so I could weld the new circle, or the new sheet metal circle right there, so it can sit at the edge. That way it gives you like a smooth transition, and that will complete the firewall. Alright, let's see if you guys can hear me because it's kind of windy today. But I ended up cutting the ridge off of the circle. It did made it flimsy. So hopefully when I put the new metal in, it makes it a little bit stiffer. But yeah, pretty much that ridge that was sticking out, I went ahead and I cut in between like every maybe centimeter. I did a line in between the ridge, and then I went in with the grinder on the side and cut them off, so they were just falling like little squares or rectangles are coming off by little pieces. Instead of me trying to get the grinder and fully try to go around and cut it, I just did slices on the ridge, and I went in with the grinder and cut it. So it's not perfect. It still had like a little ridge because I couldn't go straight to the wall to cut it. So it was just a little bit. I went in there and grinded a little bit smooth, and then I got the dolly right here. I got the dolly, the hammer, and I went in and put the dolly behind here, and I would just hammer it to get it smooth. But what I'm gonna do next is make the template, grind down the outside perimeter of it to bare metal, and then start tacking it in, and then I'll slowly smooth it out so it could have a full smooth transition. So I ended up putting a paper behind and traced it out with the marker. They say not to use the thick markers because you might cut it here, you might cut in the middle. But I know that I'm gonna cut on the outside line and not really on this line. I'm gonna cut on the outside line. So the metal I got right here, this is stainless steel. This is I think like a 19 gauge sheet metal. It's pretty thick. It's pretty I think it's 19. I don't remember. I know it's not 18, but I think it's 19 gauge metal. It's pretty thick, pretty durable. But you can see here on this metal, it's super thin. This is probably, it thinned out. Maybe this is like 20 gauge, 22 gauge, very thin. So I'm hoping that 19 gauge metal that I'm going to be cutting out from would be able to strengthen that part right there, and I hope I just don't burn right through it. All right, there you go. So I ended up cutting out the circle. So it's not like really perfect, but when I weld it, I'll go in between and weld it pretty good. So I'm just gonna tack it here because it's flush. I'm gonna tack it there and tack it wherever it's good connection, and then on the back side I'm gonna go ahead and just get a dolly and a hammer and just try to smooth it out all from this side, and this metal connects real smoothly, so it's not too much body work I have to do to it. But it's as good as gonna get. You know, it's not a really, this is not a really, when I cut it out, wasn't a perfect circle because I didn't cut it out right. And so I'm just trying to get it close as possible. And it's pretty good because the welds are gonna fill in here. Weld could literally penetrate in between the gap and give me a good seal. So right now I'm just gonna do some tack welds, do some dolly and hammer to get it smooth, and then go ahead and start welding it all up. All right, so this is how it's going. I have to talk a little loud because it's very windy outside today. I got some good tacks in, like here, 2 there, and 2 here, and 1 sorter right there. I did mess up, but like this metal is pretty thin, so it's just burning through this top part. And I gotta come out here and pull this one out, and that way I could weld a tack there. But so far it's pretty good. It's pretty flush. I don't know if you see the sides. It's pretty flush. I'm gonna go in and just weld it all up. But you could tell that it's real thin, and I'm burning right through it. So I have to be careful so that we don't keep burning it. Because then the more you burn it, the bigger the hole gets, and the more you have to patch it. So, but it's going good so far. All right, check it out, guys. It's pretty much done already. I'm getting better at welding, which is pretty good, you know. Weld it all the way around. I'm just gonna go ahead and grind the welds down, then hit it with an 80 grit to smooth it out, and that completes the whole engine bay. I'm not gonna record it, but I'm just gonna grind that stuff down, then sand it down, and then put some body filler over it, and then that pretty much is it. Yeah, and I guess the next video I'll just be doing like a time lapse of me sanding this whole area. It's gonna take a couple of days, but you know, I'll do a little video, guys, showing you sanding it. Just let me know what you guys want to watch of me building it, or what should I do for the car. Yeah, just go ahead and like the video, subscribe, and then just comment if you guys like the video, or if you're something that you want to see on your car to see how it is, or if you should do something like that, leave it in the comments, you know. But that's pretty much it, guys. I appreciate the views. All right, peace.
Let's do this shop pro style.